Good morning, you guys. We're going to start our Texas Tornado Spiral Review today. We're doing set 8, and it's Monday, and we are, this is page 1, okay? So, number 1 says, order the following numbers using greater than or less than. Remember, the first way that we're going to do this is think money, okay? So, we're going to cover up our thousandths place, and we're going to say, how much money is that? Well, that's 20 cents. So, underneath, we're going to write 20 cents. Then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cover up that 7. How much money is that? That's 22 cents. So we're going to write 22 cents underneath. And this one doesn't have a thousandths place, so we just look at that as money. We say, how much money is that? Well, that's 23 cents. Okay, so we're going to write underneath the money value. Now let's go ahead. It says you can also line them up to help you because there's also the stacking method. So let's go ahead and do that as well. We're just going to stack them up with making sure that our place values are exactly correct and our decimals are lined up. Okay, so now they're stacked. So let's go here first. We've got 20 cents and we have 22 cents. Well, is 20 cents less than or greater than 22? Well, obviously it's less than. Remember, we read our inequality signs from left to right. So this says 20 cents is less than 22 cents. And then we have 22 and 23. So we know 22 cents is also less than 23. And that's how we do it using the money method. Okay, we can also stack. So remember, here's our decimals. We have 2's in all the place values that are tenths. So we're going to cover those up and look at the hundredths place. Well, we have a 0, we have a 2, and we have a 3. Well, so we know this one's going to be the least, right? Because it's got a 0. This one's going to be the second because it's got a 2 in the tenths place, and this is going to be the largest, okay? So if we were lining them up greatest to least or least to greatest, we could also use this method, okay? All right, number 2 says, Selina used 3.5 pounds of hamburger meat to make her chili and 1 3/4 pounds of hamburger meat to make a casserole. Draw a picture, write an equation to find the number of pounds of meat Selina used in all. So guys, if we see in all, we know we're going to do what? We know we're going to add, okay? Now, y'all don't have to draw a picture for this for me. I do want you to show your math. So we're adding 2 mixed numbers. We're going to treat those just like fraction, guys. We're going to set them up vertically, okay? Remember, we like to do this vertically so that way we can find our common denominator. What's the first thing we always do? We circle the largest denominator. Then we ask, is 2 a factor of 4? Does 2 go into 4? And it does. So if you say yes, you get to write your circled number. That is our least common denominator. That if we're factoring these numbers out, that's the first time they're going to have a multiple in common. So our 4 didn't change, so this was a times 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. How did we get from 2 to 4? What did we multiply? Well, we multiplied by 2. So whatever we do on the bottom, we have to do on the top. So 1 times 2 is 2. This is addition, so we're adding our numerators. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Our denominator stays the same, and we're looking at a what? We're looking at an improper fraction. Remember, the numerator's larger than the denominator, so we have to turn this back into a mixed number, okay? So how many times does 4 go into 5, or 5 divided by 4? Well, 4 goes into 5 one whole time, but 1 times 4 is only 4. How many more do we need to get to 5? We need 1. Our denominator stays the same. So this is the total that we got for our fractions, but what do we still need to add? What have we not added yet? Our whole numbers, okay? So 3 plus 1 is 4. Well, this is the total for our whole numbers, and this is the total for our fractions. So what do we need to do to these two numbers? We need to add them together. Okay, so we have 4 plus 1 is 5. We have our fraction as 1/4. So over here it says, how many did she use in all? We have, go ahead and write your problem here so you can show your work, but the answer is going to be 5 1/4. We go back and look at our unit of measure. It's pounds, so you want to make sure and write pounds. Okay? All right. We're looking at number 3 now. We are making a T-chart. We love these. These are super fun. Remember, these are our divisibility rules, our little pink poster in class. Remember, we're always going to start with 1, and 1 times 31 is 1. Oh, sorry, guys, I forgot. The first thing we do is we add these 2 digits together. So 3 plus 1 is 4. We always want to circle that. And remember, we do that because that's the divisibility rule for 3 and 9. So if you add your digits, the sum of those digits, does 3 go into 4? Is 3 a factor of 4? No. Then you know 3 and 9, neither one are going to be factors in while you're factoring, okay? Well, you know 31 is odd, so that means all your even factors are out. So you don't have to try 2, 4, 6, or 8, or 10. So you go straight to your odds, which is 3, 5, 7. Well, you already know 3 is not, so you go to 5. Well, 5 doesn't go into 31 because it doesn't end in a 0 or 5. And then let's sing our 7 song. 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. Well, we skipped 31. So 7 is also not in here. And guys, if none of those go in, then we know that this is a prime number, because a prime number only has two factors, 1 and itself, which is exactly what we're showing. Okay, we are looking at number 4. We're finding perimeter and area. So we're looking at an irregular shape. So we've got 6 inches here. Well, if we're finding perimeter, we know we have to add all the sides up. Well, if this is 6 inches, what's this going to be? It's going to be 6 inches. So we're going to want to write that in so we don't forget. Okay, we're missing this. Well, we're looking across and it's 15 inches. So we're going to write 15 inches here. And then what else are we missing? We're missing this side. Well, we know that if we put our finger right here, if this is 5 inches, then what's this going to be? Directly across. We can even add like a little dotted line, okay? Well, this is 5 inches, then we know this right here is going to be 5 inches, okay? We can do the same thing right here. If this is 5 inches, we know this is going to be 5 inches. Well, what's this going to be? Well, we're going to go all the way across, and guess what? It's 5 inches as well. So if we're finding the perimeter for this, we're going to add up all the sides. So let's start here. We have a 5. We have a 15. We have another 5. We have a 6. We have another 5. We have another 5. We have another 5. We have another 6. We have another 5. And we have another 15. I'm going to put it up here so I have enough room on my board. Okay? Now this is when we are super glad we know how to count by tens, because it'll make this real easy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 plus 6 is 46. Then 46 plus 6 is 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52 if we're using touch math. We write our 2, we carry our 5, and we have 5, 6, 7. Okay, another way we could have done it is, we know we've got 2 15s, that's 30. Okay, we could have counted by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We had another 30. And then we have 6 plus 6, which we know is 12. So we've got 2. We've got 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and we got 72 again. Okay, so there's a couple different ways you could do that. So that's our perimeter. So we're going to write 72. We're going to look for our unit of measure, which is inches. Okay, we did not find area, so this is not squared. Okay, this is just distance around, so we're done with perimeter. But now we have to find the area. So what's the easiest way to do that? Well, we've got 2 shapes here, guys. If we put a line this way this time, we've got 2 rectangles, okay? And we know that the formula for area is length times width, okay? So area equals length times width. So let's find the area for this. Well, we know if it's length times width, we know that our length is going to, you can do either way. Let's say our length is here. So our length is going to be 6. Our width is this. Well, our width is 5, 10, 15. So if we're multiplying this together, we've got 15 times 6. So 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. So our area for this rectangle is 90 inches, okay? So we've got to do the same thing over here. We've got 15, so we've got area equals, it's our same formula. So we don't know our area yet. We know our length is 15. We know our width is 5. So we're going to do 15 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. So the area is 75. So this rectangle The area is 75 inches. But we need to do what with these two numbers because we're asked to find the area of the whole figure. We're going to add them together, okay? So we've got 90 plus 75. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 7 is 16. So our area for this figure is 165. Our unit of measure is the same. We found area, so that's going to be squared. Okay? All right. We've got, which point is at the coordinate 8, 8? So remember, guys, we always start at the origin. Okay, our origin is 0, 0. We are always walking. Don't forget to label your x, y. Okay, your x is horizontal. Your y-axis is vertical. You're always going to walk before you fly. Remember, y to the sky. So we're going to start at our x coordinate. Remember when these are written, you can always remember they're written in the order x, y, because x comes before y. So we're going to walk over 8, and we're going to go up 8, and that is the letter T. So which point is at coordinate 8, 8? The letter T. All right, number 6, Barry worked 40 hours at $15 per hour. What is his gross? Well, remember when we're finding gross income, we're finding the total income without anything taken out. That's your gross income. So we're going to multiply. If he makes it per hour, per means each hour. So we're going to multiply 40 times 15. We've got 5 times 0 is 0. We have 5 times 4 is 20. We're done with our 5. 1 times 0 is 0. If y'all need to add your 0 placeholder, don't forget to do that. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 4 is 4. We're going to add that up. So $600. So his gross income is $600. Remember, we want to put our money, write it correctly like money. He had the following deductions. Okay, remember, deductions are things that are being taken out of your paycheck. Okay, they're deducted. So we've got federal income tax, Social Security, Medicare, and health insurance, and all of these things are going to be taken out. So instead of subtracting each one individually, let's do this the easier way. Let's add all these together. So we've got 4239. Remember, we're going to line up our decimals, okay? So we've got 2839. We've got $6.33, and we have $24.32, okay? Again, we're going to look for tens. We don't always have tens, but look what we've got. 9 plus 9 is 18, and 18 plus 2 is 20, and 20 plus 3 is 23. Carry your 2. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. We can go ahead and bring down our decimal. Let's carry our 1. We're going to look for tens again. We've got 8 and 2 is 10. We've got 6 and 4 makes 20, plus 1 is 21. Carry the 2. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all of his deductions, all the taxes and things he has to pay, totals up to $101.43. Well, this is what's being subtracted out of his check. Okay, so we're going to write his gross income was $600. We're going to subtract $101.43. Again, we're going to be real happy about the way we subtract because it makes this way easier. So we've got 6 minus 1 is 5. We've got a double number, guys, so we have to look here to see if our friend needs help. Our friend does need help. So 6 minus 1 is 5, but we're going to write a 4 instead, and we're going to give help to the next door. Remember, our help never switches, or excuse me, it never skips. So 10 minus 0 is 10, but we already know our friend needs help, so we subtract that one away and we put a 9. 10 minus 1 is 9, but does our friend need help? Yes, so we write an 8 instead. We give that extra one to our friend. We have 10 minus 4 is 6. Does our friend need help? Yes, so we take 1 away. We give the extra one to our friend, and 10 minus 3 is 7. So we've subtracted out all of the things he had to pay, and our net income, which is what we actually really get to spend, is $498.57.